Just a second. Yep, we did start. Okay, we are good to go.
All right then.
No, it is public. It takes a little bit time. You just switch to the browser. I'll share it to you on WhatsApp. Guys, you can start.
All right. So, Kirtana.
Welcome back, everyone. All the participants, viewers, and judges. Now we are heading towards the round two after a very heated recess. We are on everyone's lips now. Well, good for us. Okay. We have decided the motion for round two as investment of money into space exploration. Is it worth investing more government money into space exploration and research? Or is it better to redirect those resources into other needs? Let's quickly scroll through the rules and regulations for the second round. Well, the team 3, which is going for the motion, will speak first. They'll get a duration of 5 minutes. After that, there'll be a 3-minute duration for expressing the points of interest. And any one person from the team can express the point of interest, since we have only 3 members per team. And do raise your hands to converse the same. Then the team going against the motion, that is team 4, will speak for 5 minutes and will followed by a point of interest session. And after this session, there'll be no points of interest raised. Basically, points of interest is not to express your arguments or questions to the speaker, rather to get more clarity on what the speaker just spoke. After the team 4 has done with, we'll have a rebuttal session. This session, you can ask all of your arguments and questions. All right. Do we have any queries?
Team 3 is against the motion and team 4 is for the motion. I'm just clarifying it.
Team 4 is for the motion. Yes. Okay. All right. Then team 4 will go first, followed by team 3.
So, the person for the motion in team 4, you can start.
Member from team 4 going for the motion, you can present yourself.
Okay, may I start?
All right, you can start.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm from the team 4 and I'm here to present my views on the, we should spend our money on the space technology. Now, the first thing which came in our mind is that, okay, why are we spending our money in the space technology if we are having some problem people are sleeping with hunger? But if we go by the statistics, that in this year only, our Indian government spent 10,000 crores on the ISRO space and technology, ISRO. Now we will see, okay, 10,000 crore for a country which is having approx 20 crore people who sleep hungry at the night is a large number. But we need to even see that 14,000 crores are spent on the postal department. Now the second point is, yeah, it feels like okay, the space technology is just helping us to move from Earth to the moon, or after some years even to the sun. But it's not always like that. Simple things like Velcro, non-stick pan, the pressure cabin in the airplane, it's not a simple thing, but these all came just because we were making sure we keep ourselves innovating about this space technology. This also, we need to understand that there is a saying that don't give a hungry man a fish, teach him how to fish, so that he or she can feed himself for always. Now in NASA, they created a project after their hover over the moon, the rover over the moon, where they actually where the satellite was monitoring the globe around the world to make sure that how the weather is going to be in that specific place, any specific place. And that data was given to the poor peoples of the Africa, which the African peoples can use to cultivate that crop so that they can have the food they eat. So it's like, okay, we are actually giving them the food. We are not spending money, because see, you can go and spend 10,000 crores. It might be able to feed them for 2 years. What after that? We just don't want that. We want that they are able to feed themselves for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. And after something, when they get us themselves be comfortable, they might not be even interested on technology. Also, we need to understand that in the olden times, when people were mostly, when we were not having any phone, any communication, there was a thought by some people who tried to travel around the globe. Just imagine what would have happened if they did it. We won't be knowing that there is an America. We won't be knowing there is an India. We won't be having that much of a cloth or the technology, but we did. Just we have to understand that okay, for some time some projects seem ambitious, they feel like we don't need to spend money on them, but we need to for our future demands. The same thing was happened in many sectors, like in the 2000s when Atal Bihari Vajpayee tried to make the golden quadrilateral. That is important because the better transports are helping us to move people, move goods. And now the last point where I need to which I like to talk about is the extinction of dinosaur. The main reason was that an asteroid came, fell on Earth, we were doomed. Now, what will happen today? If an asteroid is coming up after 10 days, we don't have the technology to protect ourselves. We are defenseless. Making progress over there can help us to survive that. If we are able to survive that, then we have the time to solve the problem of hunger or the disease. And we even need to understand that when we are going into the space technology, it's just not that we are making better aerodynamic design. We are making better computer systems also. How are these computer systems helpful? We can understand this by only one single concept. Any vaccine takes more than 1 year to be developed. COVID vaccine, even it had this side effect, was hello? Okay, COVID vaccine, even it has some side effects, we were able to develop it in 1 year, and now we are in a state that our college is also going to reopen because most of our people are vaccinated, they are having better immunity, and things can go. Okay, I would like to close it from here now. Thank you.
Thank you, Gaurav. Team 3, you have any points of interest to explain? No, it's from Team 4.
Hello.
Sorry.
Right. So can I ask my questions now?
Yes, please do.
Okay. You mentioned about the COVID vaccine. Thank you for that.
Itana, could you reset the timer?
Yes.
Wait, is it the rebuttal round or the point of interest round? I just want
This
to.
is the rebuttal round.
Okay, thank you.
So
I mean, I'm sorry. This is the points. This is where he raises the points of interest.
okay. Like I said, thank you for mentioning the COVID vaccine thing. Now, let me just like give you a point of view. Like if these minds, these brightest minds that we are using to further our space exploration, if they were put to find a cure for cancer right now, or to find a cure for AIDS right now, or heck, making new ways of production so that we can use our resources better. See what happened when we put all the brightest minds in the world together to make a
Okay,
vaccine
I
for COVID.
understood. I
That,
understood your. I understood your point. You are just saying
yeah,
that the mental power which we are spending on the space technology, if we shift it towards the normal problem, right? About the
yeah,
COVID resource use, right?
yeah.
Okay. See, with the resource, you need to understand that going from the Milky Way to the nearest galaxy, Andromeda, you just can't go there with the use of solar power. You just can't go there with the use of fossil fuels, right? Yes, no.
Yeah.
So we need better resources. If we are able to develop better resources there, we can develop the better resources for our Earth also. I don't remember the country correctly. Sorry for that. Either China or Korea are developing the artificial sun, which can work, which in turn will give us the energy. Second of all, see, I can understand that we talk about the great minds, but you need to understand that if I took Sachin Tendulkar, and I say him, you need to solve a 12th JEE advanced paper in 3 hours, and you need to score 180 on 180. He might have scored 300 in these current pitches, but he won't score there. We need to understand that when people went there, their mind was working over there. And also, we just can't deny the fact that each thing needs their time. You just can't be like, okay, I am giving my every resource over there and this thing will work. Sometimes no.
Just a second. Like what you just said just a few seconds back was that when we put every resource that we had, like everything, everybody came together. That's when how we could like develop COVID vaccine this quickly.
The
So
COVID vaccine was the moment COVID vaccine was developed, it was just a byproduct. When I talked about
byproduct of
Velcro,
what? Basis of what?
see. When I talked about Velcro or the
Okay.
non-stick pan, were these developed on the basis that we need to develop Velcro or the non-stick pan? No, it wasn't developed. We
Just a second. Just a second.
and still the advancement have been used. You just can't be like, okay, I am taking each and every resource. I'm telling you this. Okay, let's understand that. I go and say each and every doctor, each and every biologist, or each and every bioinformatics that I need you to make sure we have better spacecrafts so that we can leave the Earth after some thousands of years or millions of years when our sun will explode. This will happen.
Time's up.
All right,
Sorry.
your time's up. So just making how just clarifying how points of interest work again. So when the stage is open for points of interest, the opposing team can ask the team who just spoke to clarify on certain points that they made. It is more for clarifying rather than attacking them, if you get what I mean.
Okay. Understood. Yes.
All right. So if you want to elaborate on something that they said, this is your opportunity for that.
Okay. Yeah.
So now we move on to the affirmative speaker of the opponent team.
Wait.
So
Affirmative speaker. Like to say,
Yes, team three, you can express your.
like we are speaking against the motion, right?
yes, the
Yes,
affirmative
yes.
speaker for affirmative speaker for the opponent team, like the affirmative speaker against the motion.
Okay.
Okay, can like two people speak? First I'll speak, then Yasin will.
It would have to be just one person who is speaking in this round.
Okay, so I'll go first, I guess. Okay, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's talk about a little bit history. In 1999, $172 million were lost when a math error doomed the Mars orbiter. $305 million were lost when Russian communication satellites were lost in space. $11.5 billion were lost when Challenger exploded on liftoff, and $16.2 billion were lost when Columbia broke down while re-entering Earth. So, space exploration is currently a very dangerous task to take up because a small change, even a very small tiny mistake, could lead to huge disasters and huge losses. Uh, this money that is lost can be taken back, and this would have been better used if invested in other issues like poverty or tackling medical advancements or something like that. Also, currently space exploration is not possible for a human being to successfully accomplish in long distances. The isolation effects, gravitation problems, space radiation, all are problems that significantly affect humans in the long term during space exploration. Hence, this is not viable for humans to take up space exploration currently. Isolation and confinement effects are serious issues that must be thought about. Behavior issues among groups of people crammed in a small space over a long period of time, no matter how well trained they are inevitable. On a trip to Mars, astronauts will be more isolated and confined than we can imagine. Sleep loss, circadian dysynchronization, and work overload compound these issues and may lead to performance decrements, adverse health outcomes, and compromised mission objectives. This could even potentially endanger the life of the astronauts. Also, I would like to say a famous quote: most people do not really aspire to end poverty, they merely aspire to escape it. Space exploration is beneficial to solve scientific problems and certain specific issues. But the first world countries give very little attention to problems of third world countries. For these countries to be able to reach space exploration, we must ensure economical issues are addressed first. Poverty, as defined as living on less than $1.9 a day currently, is between 9.1 percentage and 9.4 percentage of the world's population in 2020, according to the biennial Poverty and Shared Perspective report. So while this population suffers, we should give importance to their issues rather than take up space exploration and solve issues of the first world countries. We should also consider the problems of the third world countries as we move on. As we've seen with the case of COVID, leaving the third world countries behind has led to third world people of the third world countries not receiving vaccination, and thus COVID coming in cycles and waves again. So this is a long-term issue we must think about. The current threats of global warming and climate change are more important issues to tackle than space exploration also. Like scientists from around the world with the IPCC tell us that during the past 100 years, the world's surface air temperature increased an average of zero point 0.6 degrees Celsius due to burning fossil fuels that release CO2 and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. This may not sound like a very big change, but even 1 degree can impact the Earth in many ways. Climate models predict that Earth's global average temperature will rise an additional 4 degrees Celsius during the 21st century if greenhouse gas levels continue to rise. So, adding to space exploration will further just worsen the situation of climate change. Space exploration is a long-term goal with no immediate benefits. If the current issues hampering our planet are not tackled, it will both lead to our ultimate demise and end of space exploration itself. So we must first take consideration of the problems of our planet first. Also, there are no rules governing space exploration. Issues and tensions related to diplomatic reasons can lead to wars and bigger problems back on Earth. Till space exploration is defined with a set of rules, it is ill-advised to try and explore further. Space exploration also requires large number of trials to succeed. Each trial creates an environmental and economical impact which cannot be recovered from, as I said before. Okay, also one major reason for space exploration is to contact alien life. But if we take the Yunnan Lake Newt, which went extinct in China in 1979, in part due to exotic fish and frogs, this is not a good idea to introduce extraplanetary objects. So thank you. I will end my speech with that.
All right, thank you, Neeraj. Now the stage is open for raising point of interests. Gaurav has raised his hand.
Can I ask?
Gaurav, you can go ahead.
Uh, uh, I want to know about that. You were saying that the first countries should help the third level countries, the one who are facing poverty and all those stuff like that. What are your thoughts that how can they help it? Thank you.
Can anybody from this team answer, or should the speaker answer?
The speaker who just, yeah, the affirmative speaker who just spoke should answer.
Okay, like to tackle issues, first of all, like I said again, the COVID case issue. If we don't tackle the issues of the third world country, it might uh, bite our tails. It might come back to us to come back to the first world countries. So first world countries should firstly invest into their technological development. Now with the development of IT sector, it's more possible to set up more industries in other countries were like underdeveloped countries. And now currently information is power. So it doesn't matter where you're from. Even a third world country person can actually have access to development if possible. So first world country and the companies there or the businesses and entrepreneurs should take initiative and like invest in third world countries, invest in their development. That's first of all. Also, they should create technologies to help benefit them. Don't leave them behind. As we've seen in most of history, we tend to leave behind third world countries because we think they're not important. Well, why should we care about their development? But in the ultimate growth of humanity, it is necessary that every country should develop. uh, every single country's development actually increases our potential. Even developed countries can benefit from the development of third world countries due to the expansion of market and also more human resource.
All right. Is there any other points of interest that the team wants to raise? So if not, we'll move on to the second round then, the rebuttal round. So, Chetana, would you like to elaborate on how the rebuttal round works?
Yes, we are heading towards the rebuttal round right now. Rebuttal round is when one team speaker takes the points that the opposing team's affirmative speaker has just laid, and then they lie down their own counterpoints in an elaborate manner. Is it clear?
Can you please repeat it?
Yes. The rebuttal round, what we do is one of the speaker from your team will come up with the counterpoints for the views expressed by the opposite team's affirmative speaker, and they lay down their counterpoints in an elaborate manner.
Thank you.
Okay. So team 4, you can go first.
Can you give us a minute, just, or we have to go right now only? Okay, then okay. May I ask?
Yes, you may start.
Yeah. You were talking like in the point of interest round when I asked about how can they help. So Kirtana, no, sorry. I just don't remember the name. Sorry for that. You were saying that we can create technology. Okay, you are talking about creating way of technology that we can help them, like in the COVID pandemic, also providing better technology that we can go and give the vaccines and all those stuff like that. So at the end, we are focusing on the technology, but we have to understand that one solution, one problem can't be solved by just one single solution only. You need to go from other ways, and the space technology has helped us to see like that in the form of the hunger, in the form of the cabin pressure networks. These are important. No air travel, no growth of economy. So what's are your point? Need to add other more questions?
You can lay down all the points that you feel will contradict the opposite team's affirmative speaker's views.
Okay, all the points together. Okay.
Yeah, like
Okay.
what you feel is your
Okay.
view countering their view.
Yeah, okay, I will start again. And then at the starting, we were talking about the money spent, like these money spent and the money which they then came back as a result in the form of the failed experiments. But we need to understand that each and every experiment doesn't need to be successful. Let it be the Zydus COVID D or the Covaxin or the Covishield or the AstraZeneca, sorry, many vaccines. Money will be spent, money will go vain. It's just that when we see space technology, we are thinking like that, but they need to even spend the money. Many vaccines will have even not passed the phase 3 trial, but they would have spent so much money that we can't even imagine about it. The third point, which I feel like that we are saying that, okay, we have the global warming issue and all those issues like that. In my only in when I was in my further motion, I talked about that when we are going to the outer space, we need to have better resources. We need to have better form of electricity resource, which will help us because we are taking down the problem of the global warming. Also, we need to understand that global warming is increasing and we are making solutions about it, but we just can't see in the form of one way only. We need to go others way. I'm and the last point I need to talk about is the use of the other resources. Sorry, I'm done here. Thank you.
Team 3, you can go now. And keep in mind, whatever points you did not agree with for what your counter team has said, this is where you can express them.
Okay, so can I start right now?
Yes.
Okay, I would like to begin by reminding you all the words of our father of the nation. There's enough on this planet for everyone's needs, but not for everyone's greed. Now, I like the entire case of the Team 4 was made on the fact that space exploration will also help in making other inventions that will help the world. And he did enlist a few, and by few I mean the only good like inventions that came out of space industry. Now, let me just put it into context. This is is industry that we are pouring trillions and billions of rupees every year, and the only good like useful things to us that has arisen from it are velcro, pressure control, which was not even for space, it was for aeroplanes, but even that we can count there. And what was it, what else, I don't remember what else he said. But when we consider the fact that all of this could actually have made if the need arises, because the need only arises there in space and it became useful, that is true. But when the need arises, these minds can make like amazing things happens. Like light bulb was not made because we had a need somewhere else. No, it was because they decided that like we need a source of illumination, and that's why we have to make a light bulb. And another point that the speaker said was like actually arguing for our cause, because the best way to avoid poverty is not to give a person a fish, to us to teach them fishing. I don't see how space technology or investing into space technology is teaching a person how to fish. Instead, building industries on third world countries, on slum areas, those are the ways how we can actually teach them how to fish. In improving the space exploration, that might give them some sort of like around the way improvements, but directly what we need is not space exploration. And the another point that they mentioned was the extinction event. Let me just ask you, what do you think is the like expected lifetime of the humanity right now? It's less than 2 lifetimes. And what do you think is the expected timeline for us to make these technologies like possible? We need at least 4 or 5 lifetimes. So if we don't focus on Earth for now, there might not be an Earth to save once we've made all those technologies. We might all be dead before that. And that's all of my points. Thank you.
Thank you, Team 3. That was some interesting round 2. We could go on forever, but yeah, the round 2 is done. We wait for the results now.
All right, so thank you, team 3 and 4. You both laid down some very interesting points. We are waiting for the score to be tallied up. And you guys are admittedly very close in the points. All right, so we have tallied up the points, and the team that has come out leading is the team that has gone against the motion. Team 3, consisting of Mohammad Yasin, Neeraj, and Harigovind. Congratulations, guys, and thank you for participating.
Congratulations, Team 3. You have done a very good job. And Team 4, you guys certainly gave very tough competitions.
And coming in third place in this competition is Team 5 from last round.
Congratulations, everyone. It was certainly a difficult task for us, the judges, to judge you because it was a neck-to-neck round. So, yeah, you did a great job, everyone. So, congratulations to both the teams as well as Team 5. Yeah.
Yeah, big congratulations to all of you. You guys raised some good points. One suggestion I would give is in a debate, it's always good to have facts and sources backing up your points. So, a lot of times when you say a point, you don't have something to back it up, it'll be easy for the opposition to, um, you know, uh, pick it apart. So, always have facts backing up your points. And yeah, we're definitely going to have a similar event in Enlace. Just going to plug in my competition here. So definitely participate there. I can't wait to see you guys speak again. So yeah, congrats.
Congratulations once again, guys. And judges, thank you once again for joining us today, Rishabh Bhaiya and Chandrima Didi. And thank you to the organizers who made all this happen. And of course, our streamers, Bhanu Bhaiya and Hardik. Thank you guys. And the participants, well, you guys made this event a lot more lively and fun. Good job, you guys. Keep it up.
All right, so participants, in the spirit of Adavya, I hope you guys got along a bit more after this event and hope you enjoy all the other events we have in store for you today. And to the hosts, Kirtana and Rohit, it was fun, me and Vansh, to mentor you and help you organize this event. And yes, hope you all learned something from this experience.
Yeah, we did.
And Vansh is pretty happy too. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it to the meet, so on his behalf as well, a big thank you to all.